Somewhere between the silence of the early morning and the quiet hum of a ticking clock, thoughts begin to stir. Not loud, not urgent, but steady. What if I forget something important? Did I do enough? What comes next? For many retirees, life slows on the outside, but quickens on the inside. The body rests more, but the mind, it spins. Memories, tasks, worries, and imagined futures all competing for space. And when there's too much in the mind, even the simplest joys, tea on the porch, a good book, a visit from a friend, begin to feel clouded, distant, as if you're here, but not quite. That's why we, Elderly Counsel, want to talk today about mental quiet. Not silence, not emptiness, but clarity. Because a calm mind doesn't mean a blank one. It means a mind that knows where to place its focus and where to gently let go. Let's begin with two of the first and most powerful steps toward a more peaceful, grounded inner life. 1. Use a mental shelf for repeating thoughts. You've likely felt it. A thought appears about something you forgot to do, something that worries you, something from years ago, and it doesn't leave. It repeats, echoes. Sometimes it disguises itself as planning, sometimes as guilt, but at its core, it's just looping, a spinning wheel in your mind. This kind of thought isn't dangerous, but it's tiring. And the older we get, the more our mental energy becomes precious. We don't want to waste it on thoughts that do nothing but hover. That's why this habit can help. Create a mental shelf. Here's how. Keep a small notebook or sheet of paper by your side, kitchen table, bedside, anywhere. When a repeating thought comes, don't chase it. Don't try to finish it or argue with it. Just write it down, as if placing it gently on a shelf. Tell yourself, I'm not ignoring this. I'm just putting it here for now. This does two things. It frees your mental hands, so to speak. You're not carrying the thought. It's parked somewhere safe. It tells your mind that the thought has been heard, and more often than not, that's all it really wanted. Later, you can revisit that shelf. Sometimes the thought still matters. Often, it doesn't. Either way, you'll have reclaimed your focus. 2. Start the day without a screen. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but it's not. Most mornings begin the same now. A phone buzzes, a screen lights up, and before the first sip of water or stretch of the spine, your brain is already scrolling. Emails, news, weather, photos, headlines. This seems harmless, but it sets a tone, and not a calming one. Because the first few minutes of your day are the most absorbent. Your nervous system is still waking up. Your sense of self is still soft. And what you feed it, visually, emotionally, mentally, becomes the starting point for everything that follows. When you begin your morning with a screen, you're giving your peace away before you've even had a chance to feel it. Here's what to try instead. Leave your phone out of reach for the first 30 minutes after waking. Sit by a window. Let the natural light touch your face. Stretch slowly, even if just in bed. Say good morning, out loud, to the day, to yourself, to whatever you believe in. And breathe. It doesn't need to be grand, just real. You'll be amazed how a quiet morning makes space for a quiet mind, and how different the entire day feels when you start from center, not from noise. 3. Build a small, predictable routine and keep it sacred. There's a peace that comes from knowing what comes next. Not because life must be rigid, but because small routines create anchors in a day that otherwise drifts too easily. After retirement, time expands, and with it, the space for confusion, restlessness, and mental fog. Days blur, motivation dips, and suddenly, things that used to be simple, getting dressed, going for a walk, even deciding what to eat, feel like they require more energy than they should. It's not laziness, it's a loss of structure, but not the kind of structure filled with pressure. No, what we need now is structure that nurtures. A few small things repeated daily that tell the body and the mind, you are safe, you are steady, we are here. How to begin. Choose 3 things that you will do every morning, no matter what. For example, open the curtains, make the bed, boil water for tea. These aren't chores, they're signals. Then, do the same for evening. Turn off the lights in a specific order. Light a candle for 5 minutes, write 1 line in a journal. Again, the action is small, but the effect is large, because repetition grounds the nervous system. And when the body knows what comes next, the mind can finally rest. You don't need to fill every hour, but a few intentional moments, practiced every day, bring rhythm back to life, and in that rhythm, peace returns. 4. Step outside. Once a day, no matter the weather. There is a world beyond the window, and sometimes, the single most powerful thing you can do for your mind is to step into it, even for just a few minutes. This isn't about exercise, it's about presence. The sun on your skin, the sound of leaves, the smell of the air after rain. When you're inside too long, the mind turns inward, and not always in a good way. Thoughts begin to spin, memories recycle, worries exaggerate. But when you go outside, even if it's only to stand on the porch, something ancient in the brain settles. The eyes rest on distance, the lungs stretch, the body remembers. We are part of something bigger than our thoughts. Don't wait for good weather. A gray sky offers calm. A windy day wakes the skin. Even in the cold, 5 minutes with a scarf on can change the tone of the afternoon. How to start? Set a time. Maybe after breakfast, maybe before dinner. Make it sacred. This is not about doing, it's about being. No phone, no purpose, just go out. Even on days when it feels pointless, do it. Because this isn't about what you see out there, it's about what you leave behind in here. Let the air carry away the loops. Let the breeze untangle the weight. Let the earth steady you. You'll come back inside a little clearer, a little softer, a little more whole. 5. Practice one-mind activities. There's a myth that peace comes from doing nothing, but in truth, the mind hates doing nothing. It will fill the silence with noise. It will find problems to solve and stories to retell. So sometimes the best way to calm the mind is not to stop it, but to focus it. Enter the idea of one-mind tasks. These are simple physical activities that require just enough of your attention to stop the mental chatter, but not so much that they cause stress. They give your thoughts a place to rest. Examples: peeling vegetables slowly, folding laundry with care, sweeping the floor in silence, watering plants one at a time, organizing a small drawer, knitting, drawing, washing dishes by hand. What matters is how you do it. Not rushing, not multitasking, just one thing, at one pace, with one mind. Why this works? When the hands are busy in a rhythmic, familiar task, the nervous system shifts. It enters a state of calm alertness, where there is no past, no future, only now. You begin to feel grounded, not in thought, but in action. This is not a distraction. This is a return. The body leads, the mind follows, and somewhere in the middle, silence arrives. These 3 steps may seem ordinary, but that's the point. The most powerful changes come not from grand transformations, but from how we meet the small moments. With care, with rhythm, with kindness. 6. Learn to say not now. And mean it. As we age, the outer world quiets, but the inner one often gets louder. Thoughts, invitations, responsibilities, emotional pull from children or grandchildren, worries that aren't even yours. They all begin to take up space in your mind, as if there's no boundary at all. Many retirees discover they've replaced the busyness of work with the busyness of thinking for others, carrying their pain, planning for everyone but themselves. And somewhere in that mental storm, they forget one simple but powerful word: not now. It's not harsh, it's not avoidance, it's an act of protection, of your time, your energy, your mind. Let's say it again, because it matters. You are allowed to say, "Not now," even to thoughts. You are allowed to say, "Not now, I'm drinking my tea." "Not now, I'm listening to the birds." "Not now, this moment is mine." Because here's the truth. Every single day, your attention is asked for by people, by news, by worries, by memories. And if you never guard your attention, you'll never experience true peace. So how do you start? Name the moment. If you're doing something, even something small like folding laundry, speak it silently. "Right now I'm folding." That's all. When a thought barges in, reply gently, "Not now. I'll get to you later." Remember your mental shelf from tip 2? That's where it can go. Make short, thought-free windows. 5 minutes. No solving, no fixing, no planning, just breathing, or walking, or staring out the window. It may feel strange at first to let things wait, but it's not neglect. It's care. You're showing your nervous system, we don't have to live in urgency anymore. You're retraining your mind to trust that peace is not just a break between problems. It's a space you can choose. 7. Stillness is not emptiness. It's fullness in disguise. We live in a world that fears stillness. A quiet room, people reach for their phones, an empty afternoon. We look for something to fill it with, a moment with nothing to do. We panic, or worse, we feel invisible. And yet for retirees, stillness shows up more and more. Children move out, work ends. Even the phone rings less. At first it can feel like a loss. But what if, instead, it's a gift? You see, stillness is not nothing. It's everything you used to long for, when life was too full, too loud, too rushed. It's a pause, a breath, a room inside yourself where new things can be heard. But to hear them, you must be willing to sit, to listen, to be. How to embrace stillness. Don't label it as boredom. That word is your old mind trying to protect itself from what it doesn't understand. Create one still moment a day. Sit in a chair, no agenda, just you and the moment. Let your thoughts come and go, like clouds. You don't have to stop them, just stop following them. Listen to your senses. What do you hear? The clock? A bird? Your own breath? What do you feel? The chair beneath you, your hands, the air on your face. This is presence. This is being. And here's the secret. Once you stop running from stillness, it will begin to feed you, not with entertainment, but with something deeper, a sense of completeness. No one else can give you that. Only you, sitting with you, can. A closing word from elderly counsel. You've made it to the end. 7 steps, 7 quiet shifts, none of them loud, none of them flashy, but each one in its own way, an invitation to breathe deeper, to think softer, to live more presently. We weren't taught how to age peacefully. We were taught how to work, to care for others, to endure. But now, a different wisdom is needed, a quieter one. One that knows peace isn't about controlling life, it's about changing your relationship to it. So, if these words touch something in you, even just a little, we encourage you to choose one step and try it today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't aim for perfection at all. Just begin. A moment without a screen, a cup of tea in silence, a task done with one mind, a walk with no destination. That's all it takes. And little by little, your mind, once full of loops and lists and tension, will begin to open. Like a window on a spring morning, fresh air will come, and you'll remember, you're not behind, you're not broken, you're just arriving into a new chapter, one written with calm. We are Elderly Counsel. Thank you for being with us. If this story helped you, please share your thoughts below. Let us know. Which step are you starting with? What brings you peace lately? Your words matter, to us and to others. And when we speak, we help each other feel less alone. Until next time, may your days be gentle and your mind finally know its rest.